For decades, the physical office existed as a predictable ecosystem, a landscape defined by petty drama, water cooler gossip, and mundane routines. You know the exact moment Larry from accounting opens his lunch. The smell of bumblebee tuna wafts over the cubicle wall, and avoiding that scent becomes the temporary center of your universe. In this era, managing interpersonal friction and dodging unpleasant odors represented the ceiling of workplace stress. But look closer at a modern cubicle. You might still complain about the tuna, but your brain is actually buffering against systemic threats that dwarf a smelly lunch. You sit there formatting a spreadsheet, while the economic and technological foundations of your career are being rewritten in real time. We are navigating a psychological pressure cooker. Our brains are straining to process simultaneous micro and macro stressors, balancing a coworker's loud typing against the weight of global economic shifts. The first fracture happens before you even walk through the door, the daily commute. The social contract of work relies on a simple exchange. You trade your time and transit costs for a predictable economic profit. When gas prices climb to these levels, the math of employment fails. If it takes $100 of fuel to reach a job that pays $100 a day, you are merely burning your wages to maintain the status quo. The gridlock creates a sense of drowning behind the wheel. You sit in a cabin of thinning oxygen and rising carbon, watching your profit vanish into the exhaust before you even park. Corporate messaging tells you to desire this, a Land Rover Defender. Meanwhile, you're calculating if your actual salary even covers the cost of the trip. The physical road, once the path to earning a living, has become an expensive barrier that actively prevents economic survival. As the physical office and the daily commute fail, we retreat into the digital void of remote work. But staring into that monitor introduces a different terror. You watch software execute tasks in seconds that used to take you days. The fear of a bad boss is replaced by the reality of robotic automation. To survive, workers adopt hyper-connected digital personas, frantically trying to prove their utility to the architects of the web. You enter a virtual purgatory. You are maintaining a presence on Threads, posting on Facebook, and updating Instagram simultaneously, splitting your focus just to remain visible in the algorithm. Waiting on the other side of those screens are the venture capitalists, the corporate judges deciding in real time if your digital performance justifies your paycheck. Workplace anxiety has evolved. The primary concern is no longer where you sit, but whether you are permitted to participate in the digital economy at all. Caught between a loud coworker and the threat of digital obsolescence, the human brain deploys its ultimate defense, radical escapism. You sit at your desk and daydream about a billionaire-funded exit from the global economic system. The misery of the morning commute fuels a desire to strap into a Virgin Galactic rocket and leave the atmosphere behind. When physical escape is impossible, the brain forces a manic, manufactured joy. It's Friday. Spike the punch. Start the party. You find yourself performing absurd antics around an old Xerox machine, desperately clinging to a sense of normalcy. This chaos isn't an accident. If you aren't actively maneuvering within the system is simply working around you. The physical boundaries of the office have morphed into a persistent internal state of anxiety. Survival depends on recognizing this absurdity as a structural feature of the modern economy, a reality that requires constant, active navigation to avoid being left behind.